Welcome, everybody. Hold on. Where are my guests tonight? We're having technical difficulty. There they are. I am muted the wrong thing. All right. Welcome to the Providence Improv Guild presents Would I Lie to You? Pig's own version of the hit BBC game show in which our guests are out for blood as they try to fool each other with their truth and their lie telling. So, for those of you who are new, let me just go over how it works. First of all, I got to give a shout out to Peter Kunis. He's the producer to this show. He does all the work behind the scenes. He's the brains. I'm the good looks. So we're a match made in heaven on this. But he has been collecting true statements from our panelists tonight for the last week. And what he has done is he has taken some of those true statements. He's going to use some of them. But he's also going to put some of his own false statements in an email to each of the panelists, and they do not know if what they will read to me tonight is their truth or Peter's lie. So no matter what they do, they got to read it like it is their truth. And then the other team scores points if they figure out if their opponents are telling a truth or a lie. There, 5-minute introduction on how to play the easiest game in the world. So, good. That's the intent. All right. So let's get into it. I would like to, first of all, introduce for team Alyssa and the Justins. Alyssa, would you introduce yourself and your team?
Hi, I'm Alyssa, and these are the Justins.
Nice. Welcome. And then for team, and I better get this right. For team, everybody thinks cargo shorts are bad and no one should wear them and they're bad. TTS, this team says, or this team signs, something like that. Do we remember? Eric, I'll turn it over to you to correct me.
This team specifically.
Oh, this team specifically. Oh, so yes. So that is the acronym there. Would you like to introduce yourself and your team, please?
Sure. My name is Eric. I'll be captaining this team, and may or may not be switching devices periodically as the game goes on. So if you see the camera and lighting dramatically change, that's why.
There it is.
And I'll throw it over to Jimmy.
Hey, I'm Jimmy,
and
I'm on this team.
And John.
Oh, John's muted.
Sorry, you're making everybody dizzy. Yeah, John, are you good? Can we hear you?
I'm muted now.
All right, there we are. Yeah.
There we go. Great. So I'm John. I'm on the team. Yeah, that's what I said.
Excellent.
People can read lips. I'm not repeating myself.
Well, welcome everybody to Would I Lie to You, and may the best team win. We're going to get right into it. I have run your names through a random name selector, and I'm the first person that is up and should be ready to open their email is Justin Hebert.
Wow. Okay, cool. Every time I've played this game, which is 3 times I've gone first, and I know it's random, but
it is.
That's pretty wild.
Play the lotto.
I might.
Yeah.
All right. I think I found the email. My tax guy used to smuggle drugs on the Mexican border with George Jung, the guy that Johnny Depp played in the movie Blow.
How long have you had your tax guy?
I've had my tax guy for about 5 years. I stopped using him. I did my own taxes this past year. I did 2019's taxes myself, but every year before that, for the 5 years before that, roughly.
Is this tax guy local?
Yeah, he's in
Now?
Narragansett.
So what made you change from having a tax guy to doing your own taxes?
This story.
So for those of us who may or may not have been dealing with issues while you were telling that story, what was the issue?
My tax guy, I'll read this again from the email. My tax guy used to smuggle drugs on the Mexican border with George Jung or Hyung. I don't know how to pronounce that. But the guy that Johnny Depp played in the movie Blow. My tax guy.
Did he not pronounce the name when he told you about the story?
No. He just he told me he said the guy that Johnny Depp played in that movie Blow.
Okay.
He must have said it. I don't think I was picking up past Johnny Depp and Blow. The last name Jung. Was it what?
Like Carl Jung?
Yes, Jung. But George.
Right.
So did it he just bring it up in conversation, or how did you find out about this?
Yeah, this tax guy just loves to talk. I think he does taxes to, have these conversations with people. But I mean, this one instance was the only time I ever had to sit in his waiting room, which had a bunch of Playboys and weed magazines. And then the waiting room was a spare bedroom at his house. So yeah, that was something that I was shocked by in this tax experience, and then double shocked when he told me that he used to smuggle drugs. And then he said, I want to make money the legal way, so I'm going to start doing taxes. That was his reasoning for starting to do taxes.
Can you describe his emotional, I don't know, state of mind when he was telling you about drug running? Did he seem proud of it? Did he seem kind of sheepish?
He's a very energetic guy, and he used to be Rhode Island's only traveling tax guy. That was his thing. And he was his emotional state, I would say, somewhat panicked.
Sure, he's Rhode Island's only traveling tax guy and not America's.
No, he was. That was his brand. Was Rhode Island's only traveling tax guy.
He was in a totally underground
Now
business where
picturing
he decided to go into taxes. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was weird. I think
Just
the
come
story
up
came up.
Hey, by the way.
Well, so he has on his fridge. He has just a ton of magnets, and one or two magnets were Grateful Dead themed. And I was like, "Oh, you like the Dead?" Oh no, he was wearing a Grateful Dead sweatshirt. He was like, "No, I don't like the Dead. I used to just go to the concerts for the drugs, because that's what some people did." And then that's how that came up. And then he was like, "Oh, speaking of drugs, Eric, my tax guy followed the Grateful Dead only because of the drug scene, and that's how we got started on that conversation."
So what was the situation where you traveled to Narragansett to meet your traveling tax guy?
Right. Forget the incident that made him stop wanting to travel. But one year he called me up and he said, "I just can't do it anymore." I think specifically one time I lived on the third story of an apartment building, and he did not like having to haul his he had a traveling printer that he would haul up with him. I think he kind of got sick of having to go into people's houses with his traveling printer.
What made it a traveling printer?
It was in a bag. And he would just whip it out, he had paper.
A passport.
What
Yeah.
kind? Describe the bag. Can you tell me about the
False
traveling
bottom in the
printer?
bag.
Yeah,
Did it
it
have-
was
The printer
it was a leather
sealed.
bag. It was a really good bag.
Did it
That
have
was-
stickers for everywhere it's been? You know, it went to Canada. And,
Nothing like that. But he would brag about doing people's taxes from Colorado. He was so big that people would send their tax documents from Colorado to him.
So was it
Strange
like
guy.
a normal size printer that just happened to be in a bag?
It was a bit smaller.
Did it look like the bag? I don't think we're wrong in getting sidetracked on this rabbit hole. Did it look like the bag was purpose built for the printer, or was it the bag?
It was just a bag that he managed to fit a printer into.
did it plug into a wall or was it battery operated?
It plugged in. It plugged in.
He crammed an office jet into a bag and then called it my traveling.
I mean, did he also have like a traveling ream of paper with him too?
Yes, he did.
Had a little handle on it, a leather case.
It's a
Yeah.
and a traveling computer known as a laptop.
Yes, yeah, the laptop with him.
I mean, Jimmy and John. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel like I have a clear idea on this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know if any questions are going to help me out from this point on.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like there's a
I'm
lot to
pretty well
talk
set.
about
Yeah.
here, but it's not gonna make it more or less true in our minds.
Yeah.
I think it's 100%.
I mean, we
true.
can
I
mine more
believe it's
comedy, but
What, Eric? You believe this?
Yes, every word. And you know what? It's like.
I know Eric missed part of it. But
It's like Santa, right? Like I want to believe this so hard. I'm willing to put everything on the line here.
Well, you know, I mean, you're captain. I'm going to have to disagree with you. And
That's okay. That's
I'd
okay.
label this a lie, but you know, who knows?
Eric does get final say as team captain.
Yeah.
So
John, what do you think?
You know, I feel kind of like you, Eric. I want it to be true because it's a much better story if it's true. So,
I mean, I want it to
but I'm
be
kind of
true.
with you. Like, I don't believe it, but I really want it to be true.
I think this is what happens. So, folks who didn't see this beforehand, but I was nominated captain while I had an internet issue, and so this is what happens. I am making the executive decision. Justin, you are telling the truth, and I'll stand by that.
all right, final words from Eric. Justin, were you indeed telling the truth, or was that a lie?
This is the truth.
What?
I wish I
Oh,
was
Eric.
not telling the truth, but that's the truth. Good job.
All right. So that means our scores after one round is ETC SAB 1 to ATJ 0. Congratulations. And next up by random draw, we're getting the Justins out of the way early tonight. So it is Justin Wilder.
That's me. Hold
So,
up.
while Justin pulls that up, I'm going to plug a few things. So, our next Would I Lie to You is next week, or in 2 weeks, December 10th, a Thursday. This will be, and we're going to have some special guests outside of our pig community. Natick Improv will be joining us against 3 pig regulars. And if you want to know more about Natick Improv, follow them on Facebook. It might be helpful to get an idea of who they are before the show for our longtime viewers. So, all right, Justin, do you got your email open?
Got the email open. Yeah, I just got to scroll.
Cool.
All right. So I once tried to impress a date by speaking Klingon for most of the evening.
What was her name?
Emily
Last name?
Neubauer.
What's your go-to Klingon phrase?
Quaff.
Yep, it is.
See, like I don't. That was the problem. I don't actually speak Klingon. I just tried. She is a fan of Star Trek, and I knew that Klingon was a language. I just couldn't actually speak it. So
Now you said you did this for most of the night.
yeah.
So you committed to this bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I was trying to impress her. You know, I was a young guy. She seemed interested in nerd things. It just wasn't the exact. My dad was a huge Star Trek fan growing up, so I had an awareness of things. I just not to the depth that she did.
But to me, this is like if you found out that she had lived in Paris for a while, and you showed up to the date and spoke like pretend like Pepe Le Pew French the entire night.
Bonjour.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Do you say this was at a convention?
No. This is at dinner. We went out to dinner.
What was the restaurant?
It's TGI Fridays in Seekonk.
Oh.
So what in the conversation like made it so that in your head it clicked like now's the time I should start speaking Klingon?
Well, so we were talking about I've always been a Star Wars fan, and she said Star Trek, and I tried to say that, you know, oh, that's cool. I know a little bit about it, but I felt like I was losing it because I didn't have anything to go off of on Star Trek. So I mentioned Worf, who's the Klingon on the show, and I just started going for it. I didn't want the conversation to stop.
So you said, I feel like, guys, can you correct me if I'm wrong? Did he say like when we asked him to say some Klingon, he said Quarf, didn't he?
Quaff, I believe, if I'm reading back
Quaff,
the
okay.
transcript. Yeah, quaff.
No, it's okay. I was trying to figure out if he thought all Klingon rhymed with the name of Worf.
Yeah, I thought I heard Quarf.
Oh, maybe it was
Worf
Quarf.
with a
Maybe
Q.
I'll.
No, it could have been Quaff. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter.
So it's Dork. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
What did she say when you did this? What was her reaction?
Well, she laughed and she went along with it, and she said that it was really good. When I say that, you know, I just kept on trying, and she said some things back, and I would just trying to read body language cues, respond in any kind of way that was encouraging the conversation.
Wait, you said she said it back, so like she did know Klingon.
Right? Yes, she knew Klingon.
Did you try to learn like a phrase, or you just wing it? Like, did you try to learn like, you know, oh, you look lovely tonight in Klingon, or was it just sort of? I'm just gonna say words.
This came up on the date.
I feel
I was pulling from like immediate knowledge and just went with it, and she was laughing, so I thought I was doing a good job. I found out that at the end that she knew that I wasn't saying anything in Klingon.
Right. Well,
right. But the entire time she was playing along and she was laughing and she kept on going. So
how long? Like, give us in minutes the duration you think this bit went on.
it was at least 25 minutes.
Jesus, no.
So 25 minutes where she was doing conversational Klingon and you were making it up.
We weren't. It wasn't like full on. Like we were just talking in Klingon. We kind of like went back and forth.
Were you wearing a red shirt that night?
No.
And why are you laughing at that, Justin? Do you get that joke?
I do, because red shirts die first.
I don't know. He says he doesn't know anything about Star Trek, and then he knows about red shirts.
I know broad strokes. My dad used to watch it all the time.
More holes in your story than a red shirt on a mission. So the bit that trips me up, and Jimmy and John, you can weigh in, is if I like had devoted my time, like hours of my life, to learning a language, and then I show up at a date and this D-bag starts doing like a pretend like joke version of this thing that I've worked really hard at and that I'm really invested in. I don't know if I'm laughing. I think I'd throw water in his face and leave.
Yeah, I would think it would take a
Oh, that's a great question from Roy. Was there a second date?
There was not.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay, well, that's good.
I don't know. What do you guys think? I wouldn't put it past Justin to do this. What's that, John? I missed it. I'm sorry.
I said I don't think Justin's that dumb. I don't think he would try to like. I think he would think, oh, she likes Star Trek. I better not, like
Right.
I'm not gonna like pull that out of my butt. I would have practiced the phrase if I was gonna do it, but I wouldn't have just tried to like improv Klingon. I think Justin's smoother than that.
I think Justin has a strong enough nerd background in other things that he could have gone other ways.
Yeah, I agree. He could have repped nerd cred without having to. Yeah, if you guys are on board, I'm saying false.
Yeah, I'm not believing it.
This is
All
a
right.
lie.
We're locking in lie.
Locked it in.
Justin, please answer in English, not in Klingon. Were you telling a lie, or was that the truth?
That was a lie. That was 100% a lie. I know nothing about Klingon. I kind of panicked when you asked me. Honestly, that should have been the first thing I was thinking of. And then 25 minutes, that was a dumb choice.
Oh, well, that does make this ETC SAB2 to ATJ0, but that's not really fair because ATJ hasn't had a chance to score points, but that's about to change because Eric is up next. So Eric, you pull up. I'm going to do a plug while you do that.
Right.
After the 10th, we're having back-to-back Would I Lie to Yous on 12/17. We're also that week, we are working to put together an entire week of stream shows. That would run the 14th through the 23rd as a part of an end-of-the-year celebration. So keep an eye out on social media for upcoming events related to that. So that'll be fun. All right, Eric, are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
All right. I once broke down crying at summer camp because I didn't know how to act like a hippo.
Oh. How old were you, Eric?
It's about 10.
What was the name of the camp?
Canonicus.
Where?
South County.
Located.
I don't know. It's near where I grew up in Exeter.
It's in Exeter. Just background.
What type of camp?
Like your standard. It was day camp. So, but like, kind of like your Wet Hot American Summer vibe. It was just like activities and crafts and all that stuff.
And you couldn't act like a hippo? That was the thing?
Yeah, not convincingly.
Oh, so you tried. You tried to.
Why would you need to?
It was
Why
like
would-
an icebreaker activity the counselors were doing. And so like you pulled a card out of a hat and it had a different animal on it. And so you're sort of like trying to mime and parade, or it's like an improv game, honestly. It was like, you try to evoke that animal and the other kids have to guess what animal you're being.
Mm.
Nobody guessed hippo.
I was dying out there. No one knew what animal I was trying to be. And I was also like, this is context, but I was like a pudgy kid, so I was feeling uncomfortable about being a hippo. So I don't know if that was factoring into me not selling it very well.
Mm.
And-
Do you remember
and I
what you
believe-
did? Sorry, go ahead, Wooly.
I was just going to say that 10 years old, wasn't that when you were going through your method acting phase too? So you wanted to be as realistic as possible. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I was deep into like animals. Like I was into like knowing
not
animal
hippos.
facts, knowing about animals. So like the fact that I was sucking at this game that was about animals was really hitting me hard.
What facts do you know about hippos?
Well, now I know lots. They're the most dangerous animal in Africa to humans. I know that they do this thing with their tails when they're taking a dump, where they like whip their tails through the dump as it's coming out and it sprays everywhere.
And that's for fun?
And that's what
No.
you did on stage?
No. Part of the problem was I didn't have this knowledge then. This is stuff I've acquired through rigorous research since that traumatic event.
How many times had you been to this camp before?
This was probably my second year.
How many summers?
I didn't go there a ton. To be fair, what happened after that was I started going to something called nature camp. So that was better. And weirdly, no one asked me to be a hippo at nature camp. So
Weird.
Mm-hmm.
What? So take us through what happened after you failed to portray a hippopotamus.
Right. So the counselors, like they were doing that thing where they're like, give us one more hint, and like they were trying their best, but they were like 15, 16. They didn't really know how to manage this like highly anxious kid who was failing at a thing he thought he should be good at. So I think what happened eventually was one of the counselors kind of like was like, okay, let's let someone else take a try, and then they like kind of like ushered me away, and I was breaking down by that point.
Did you like enjoy the rest of your time at camp, or did this kind of set you off to not really want to be there? Or what was the rest of the summer like?
I'll be honest, it soured things a bit. It was, but like that wasn't the whole camp experience. I liked swimming. That was fun.
So this was day what of camp?
This was day one.
This was day one, year two.
Day one.
Day one, year two, yeah. But it wasn't like I had any cred because I'd been there a year before. It was.
They didn't do the animal thing the last year. This was a new.
Not that I remembered.
And this was the only animal they asked you to portray?
Well, there was a lot of kids. It wasn't like they had time for all of us to do two.
Sure.
Did you go early in this work exercise, or did you go late in the exercise?
It was probably like midway through. Like a few kids had gone before, so I knew what was expected of the game. I just wasn't able to do it in the moment.
Hippos.
What did we say? What did you do? Like, what were your attempts, or what do you remember of your
let's see
attempts
it.
to use a hippo?
To the best of my
hippo.
knowledge, like I as a kid, I knew that hippos had the big mouth and they're big. So I think I was doing a lot of like like,
And what would you do now?
Okay.
big mouth stuff. What would I do now? Man,
The
like,
poop
with-
thing.
Do the poop thing.
all my
That'll go great.
experience now,
Hippo. That's a
I think
hippo.
it's pretty similar, to be honest. There's still
All right.
And then you cried in front of everybody.
Yeah. Well, I cried off to the side of everybody. But if kids looked over, they saw.
All right, Justin, it's time to talk with your team and figure out what you're going to go with.
Oh, we are.
Which
Alyssa
one?
and Justin's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, Justin, the team captain, Justin. Oh, is it Alyssa? It's Alyssa. I'm sorry. I go by the order. There it is. Alyssa. I apologize.
We're backup singers, Wooly.
I have one job and I blew it.
I don't know, guys. What do you think?
I mean, I'm going to go with lie, but I feel bad if it's true. I think you would have you did a great hippo.
Yeah. I don't know. It just felt like it could be true, but I didn't know. It just didn't convince me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
felt like
It sounds-
I could imagine this was real, but it didn't feel real.
Right. Eric, how old did you say you were?
10.
10.
10.
Yeah.
I could see 10-year-old Eric really nailing a hippo. Like just
Yeah.
I'm gonna go lie.
Yeah. I feel like how could he be he loves animals, but just hippo
Right.
escapes me. And then now I got to know everything about hippos. I believe that.
Right. I don't know. What do you think, Alyssa?
I don't know. He's got a very suspicious face.
Yeah.
I think he's
sophi-
telling the
yeah.
truth, but I was wrong last time.
A
I was wrong
suspicious
last time.
face that I trust. Yeah.
And I think he put the violin in the picture to give him credibility. So nobody who knows how to hang an instrument would lie.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm leaving this one up to you.
I think I'm gonna. I am going to. I'm gonna go against the grain here, guys, and you can blame me if we're wrong, but I'm gonna say it's true.
True. All right, Eric. Were you in fact telling the truth? And did not nail that hippo? At least you felt that way, or were you lying?
I would have crushed being a hippo. That was a lie.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay, Alyssa.
It's all right, Alyssa.
Of course.
We back you up.
All right.
You gotta go.
But I cried about lots of stuff though, so that part was valid.
Yeah,
I
you
do-
look like someone who would cry a lot. So
For longtime viewers, there was the canoe incident.
I know.
For longtime watchers. All right. So that leaves the score the same. CSAB 2, ATJ 0. And our next by random draw is John Ring. And while John's pulling up that email, I will just plug our last thing we have to plug is there will be an improv for everyone. Folks that have wanted to give improv a try and learn how to take some of the skills you learn through improv and apply it into your daily lives. It's $20. It's online. You can register at improvpig, improvpig.com. And that is on December 14th. So also, as you see below, we are accepting donations. PayPal.me/improvpig. No obligation. We're just happy to put on these shows, and we're really thrilled that you all watch it. In fact, we'd much rather have you tell people to tune in so we can grow our viewership. But if you do feel so inclined, you have that option. So I will turn it over to John.
Okay. I once hid the fact that I had cut open my leg at a wedding for an entire day.
At what point in the wedding day did you cut your leg, and how?
It was on the way to the church, and my cousins and I were fooling around in a parking lot, and I caught my leg on something sticking off a car or something, and it cut my leg.
Why didn't you
How
tell
old were
anybody?
you?
I was 10,
What?
and I didn't tell anybody because I went. It was a wedding in Virginia. It was one of my cousin's weddings, and I traveled down there with my aunt and uncle and my cousins. So my parents weren't there, so I was afraid I was going to get in trouble for fooling around. So I refused to. I didn't tell anyone.
Why weren't your parents at this wedding?
It was kind of expensive to fly down, and they weren't able to pull it together. So, but they let me.
So they
go with
flew
my
down
cousins.
their 10-year-old?
Well, with my cousins and my aunt and uncle, because we were all around the same age. So.
How badly were you bleeding?
So they.
Or were you bleeding?
Um,
Describe the wound.
Describe the wound. It was a gash. It was probably 3, I want to say, inches big. It should have had stitches because it left a big scar. So, but actually, it wasn't. I mean, it bled, but it wasn't. I don't remember it being wicked bloody, but I remember sticking like a handkerchief in there to kind of like sop up any blood that was coming out. And then at the wedding, I would put napkins in there.
In there?
Wow.
In my pants, so against my leg to stop the bleeding.
What color pants were you wearing?
Yeah.
I think they were green.
Like a light green?
I had like like kind of a hunter green, I think.
Conveniently.
Where was this cut? Where
thigh.
on your leg is this cut? Upper thigh. What were you doing again?
It's like messing around in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Running around a parking lot, like among parked cars, we were like playing tag or something.
What did you cut yourself on?
I think it was like a piece of like chrome trim on the car or something that might have been sticking out, and it kind of impaled me somewhat and cut.
And was this before or after the plane ride?
Oh, after the plane ride. Yeah, we stayed at the hotel the night before, and so we were in the hotel parking lot getting ready to go to the wedding.
Do you have siblings?
Yes.
So how old are your siblings? Older or younger?
1 younger and 3 older.
And they didn't go.
So they didn't get to go to the wedding?
No. Because I was
They
10 years
sent their
old.
fourth. They
So my
sent their 4th child to this wedding.
Yeah, because my younger brother was only 3. That's actually probably why my parents stayed home, to be honest. They probably don't want to lug a 3-year-old to a wedding. And my older brothers were considerably older than me. If I was 10, I'll make my next oldest brother 18. So they were like 18. And my other 2 older brothers had already moved out of the house, so they weren't going to go.
When did the bleeding stop?
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't remember like when it stopped, but it never really stopped oozing, and on some level.
To this day?
Yeah, it's still every now and then I'm like, geez, staying on my pants.
John has to take a mandatory break in about 2 minutes to change the bandage, everyone. So
yeah, Justin, you've never seen that on
I'm gonna
stage?
shove a new handkerchief down there.
Yeah.
Was there a hole in your pants because you've now gashed into your thigh with?
Yeah, my
something?
pants were torn.
Did anyone say anything to you throughout the evening about it?
No, because my cousins were kind of in on it, so it was like, don't tell anybody, because they were afraid they were going to get in trouble too, and we thought their parents were going to kill us, and then my parents would be even more upset, and so we all tried to hide it. So I was sitting next to them and trying to cover the leg up, and I didn't dance or anything because I was 10, so who wanted to do that anyway? So I just kind of sat at a table all night and tried to act.
Bleeding. Just bleeding.
Yeah. Just oozing.
With a wall of cousins around you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Don't let anyone near John. They'll figure it out.
What did you do with the handkerchiefs or with the napkins? Like, you were just wadding those up in your pants, or what? Like, where did those go?
Yeah, I kind of had them. I mean, I was wearing a little suit jacket too that went with the pants. It's kind of a sport coaty thing. I remember it wasn't like a matching one. But I basically was in pockets. Like as I changed things, I would just stuff them in a pocket and throw them out when I could go to the bathroom and just throw them out.
Did you manage not to get any blood on like the outside of these pants? Did you bleed through it all?
Yeah, they were stained, but it was high enough on my thigh so my suit jacket covered enough of it.
Why?
Where are you at?
Why did no one was concerned? No one wanted, medical attention? No one was worried? They were just worried about getting in trouble that you had this open wound?
Wait, did you cut did it cut through the pant?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cut through the pant and into my leg. Yeah. So I had a tear in the
Supervision
pant.
has to be low.
Yeah.
In a family that sends their 10-year-old to a wedding.
Right. You're on your own.
Did you bring a gift to this wedding?
No, this is time before that.
Yeah, I was there.
So you brought a gift?
Presents is
Did your parents send you with money?
Knowing my mother, they arranged something and sent something down or something for the family.
What year was this? How much were plane tickets in this year to send a 10-year-old as a representative of my family to a wedding?
Virginia's not that. Yeah, Virginia's not far away.
Yeah, and both the parents didn't go.
I think this is a lie because his pants are still bleeding.
Yeah.
Or his legs still bleeding. So.
And even green pants, they're not going to hide that forever.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going with the Justins this time. Whatever you two decide. Obviously, I am a poor. You can lie to me all day, and I won't know. I need help. I need guidance.
It's okay. Trust your gut. This is a marathon, not a sprint, Alyssa.
Yeah. What does your gut tell you? Everybody? What's your?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a lie.
I think so.
But I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, but I wouldn't put it past John Ring to just plow through this open wound.
I know.
Yeah. I just, it's just no one wanted to get help. No one saw anything. No one said anything. He didn't try to walk. Like it didn't affect. John, were you limping at all? Were you?
Do you still have a scar?
Oh yeah, I got a scar. Yeah, I have numerous scars, but not from that. But that's one of them.
All right.
I have to admit, I don't remember if I went to one, so I don't remember if I did or not. I must have, but I don't know.
Alyssa, what does your team think?
Is that L's, Justin? Is that an L for a lie?
Yeah, I think.
Both think lie. All right, I am gonna have to go with my teammates this time because they steered me correctly the first time. So we're gonna say lie.
All right. So John Ring, were you the family representative with a gushing leg wound at this wedding in Virginia, or were you telling a lie?
No, it's actually true. That is totally true.
Wow.
That's game,
wow.
None of you found out I was cut until about 11 o'clock at night when we were going to bed. And that's when my uncle found out. They finally told him, and he was like, so I had to call my mother and explain it to her. At 11 o'clock at night, she gets a phone call from Virginia telling her I've got a big cut on my leg.
No more weddings for you.
Wow.
No more unsupervised
Not
weddings.
unsupervised.
Sorry, Alyssa.
I'm not going to play the numbers game and see if you can win at this point, because really it's all for fun. But the score remains ETC SAB at 2 and ATJ at 0, and that brings us during my random draw to Alyssa. Alyssa, you're up. Grab that email.
I don't know if I can even read through the tears in my eyes from getting them wrong. Okay. All right. Until just a few years ago, I thought turtles were technically fish.
True, right? True. We can just call. Alyssa,
Aren't
was
turtles
this-
fish? What are they?
John.
Turtles
Good,
aren't fish?
see, John? I
John,
know.
I don't know. I'm not like Eric. I don't know about animals.
Not to
So
confuse
what
the
was
turtles.
what was the source that changed your mind?
Well, planet Earth,
The planet or the series?
the series.
Was it any like human over the age of 4 that did it?
That did what? Convinced me? Yes, it was adults. It was adults. It was a misunderstanding, to be fair. I thought it was a
Okay, how?
technicality.
How?
Well, you know, like how a platypus has characteristics of one animal, but it's not. It's a mammal. You know, it lays eggs.
Yeah, and how a turtle
I
is nothing
thought
like
that-
that.
Yeah, but they have a lot of similarities to fish. They do share a lot of the same features and habitats and feeding habits.
List all the features that turtles share with fish right now, please.
Aquatic, food. They can be omnivores like many fish. They what did I say? They live in the water. They eat a lot of the same. They're cold-blooded. So I mean, they just have features that are similar. So I thought they technically fell into the category of fish.
Did this misunderstanding ever cause problems for you, personally or professionally?
Not really. I mean, it doesn't come up in my life a lot. Turtles. I don't own any water animals. I don't know anybody in that world who could have helped me through this difficult time in my life. Unfortunately, nobody ever found out about it. It's not like I said it in front of somebody and they were like,
Until now.
no. Now, yeah. Well, that.
Alyssa, quick question. What else are fish?
What else are fish?
Yeah, what other things are fish?
Gold. Well, there's the gold variety, right?
So do you think that like gold
The
bars
tuna. Gold bars? No, because they're not aquatic. They're not
They're not
cold-blooded.
food.
They don't have the food that they don't eat the same food that fish eat. No.
What about, I'm just curious because where do you rank or where do you place tortoises?
Tortoises, I always understood that there was a big difference between the two. Kind of like whales are in the water, but they're mammals, and like, you know, a sunfish is in the water, but it's a fish. So they seem alike, but they're different.
So your audio fuzzed out a little bit when you answered the question about how you found out that they are not fish. What was that?
It was like one of those Planet Earth type of documentaries. Now that I have Netflix and Hulu and stuff, I watch a lot of that type of thing because
Yeah,
they're available to me.
I'm going to push back there for a second and say that I don't believe that a nature documentary would feel like it has to say turtles are not fish. I think they would assume that is
What?
given.
Well, they didn't say they're not fish. David Attenborough's like, by the way, this is not a fish. He was just describing them as reptiles, and I had to Google it because I was like, he can't be wrong. One of us is wrong, and it's either me or David Attenborough. And
Right.
it was me. It was me. It was me.
So there's not like an asterisk disclaimer at the bottom of every nature documentary. Like the cheetah's not a fish. Walrus not a
Every
fish.
creature, yeah. There's a scroll, like a ticker bar that goes across the bottom, and it just lists non-fish.
It's like a stock ticker for not fish.
Yes, exactly.
What about plankton?
What about what?
What about plankton? Fish, not fish?
Plankton?
Yeah, I don't know. Just asking.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't really know what a plankton is. I think plankton makes its own food from the sun. Is it a plant? Is that right?
And
I
just
have to defer to Eric.
I don't know.
just to
Small animal.
clarify, did you did think that tortoises were reptiles, but you thought turtles were fish?
Yes. Kind of like how whales and, a tuna both swim in the water, but they're not both the same thing. So they can look similar and have similar features.
You knew that whales weren't fish, but you thought that turtles were fish.
Well, Eric, there's a lot of similarities between turtles and fish, but not many similarities between turtles and tortoises.
Okay, all right. And very few similarities between
I knew,
aquatic,
yes, I knew about whales.
food,
Aquatic.
aquatic.
Well, I feel like you learn a lot more about mammals because we are mammals. So they talk about how, even whales have, fingers technically in their fins, or they go through what mammals are. I feel like more like why I know a platypus is a mammal, but I don't really know too much about a platypus. But I feel like they just focus more on mammals. I didn't go to a good school, to be fair.
And clearly, you didn't go to Eric's wilderness camp.
I don't think
I didn't go to nature camp. My
Nature
family
camp.
didn't have the nature camp money, okay?
as a teacher, I refuse
You should have seen
to
me.
own my kids not knowing that turtles are not fish.
You should have seen me doing. You should have seen me doing the turtle charades.
Because I can't abide a world where this.
Eric, if this is true, I think you. If this is true, Eric, I think you do have to go into class and do a poll with your class to see if anybody thinks turtles are fish.
I have to. Yes, this is gonna become part of my curriculum now. If this is
It's gonna be your. It's gonna. Yeah, it's going to be your closing. It's going to be your closing line every class. And remember, class, turtles are not fish.
Right. We'll just have a list on the board of fish, not fish, and we'll add to it every day.
Gold. Yes.
You're going to embarrass some of your students, okay? It's just not okay.
And
I can't think of a time when I learned that turtles are not fish.
Are you defending this?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, maybe I am.
Maybe you.
John right off the bat wasn't sure. It's a confusing situation. So many things live in the water. Are they or are they not fish? I don't
it was
know.
also, like, just a few years ago that she said she learned this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
How many years?
I don't think in good conscience, if I'm wrong, then that's okay. I don't think I can in good conscience say that this is true. What do you guys think?
I don't want it to be true.
Right. It's like the opposite of Justin's story. I don't want this to be true.
I will throw this out. If we're paying attention, if this isn't true for Alyssa, it's true for Peter. Just this may not have an happy ending.
Yeah, I believe that.
Wait. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. Is every lie a true fact about Peter?
A lot of them are.
Oh, Peter. Oh, no.
Yeah, Peter
The hippo.
The hippo trouble.
Yeah, he was that was his. Yeah.
So, but he also did say that he was not the one that spoke Klingon. So that was just a
Oh, he was.
Okay.
pull-out farce.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's a lie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with lie.
All right. We're in accord. Lie.
All right, Alyssa. I'm sorry I have to ask you this. Do you think up until a few years ago that turtle were fish?
Oh, dear Peter out there, I was a biology major in college, so no, I did not think that turtles were fish. Those are really hard lies. No. I took a marine vertebrate class That's like, Emily was pretty clear on the fish, not fish differentiation.
Well, that's where you learned it, was in college.
2 years ago. Yeah, right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Day one. Came home. Like, you know what, guys? Fish. Not a turtle. Turtle, not a fish.
Yeah, or, oh, this college was really worthwhile.
I've already earned that $40,000. It's already worth it.
Oh man.
All right. So that does mean there was a change in the score. ETC SAB is now 3-0. And by process of elimination, Jimmy is our next truth teller, lie teller.
Speaker of words.
And this round is winner takes all, right? This round?
Only if it goes into sudden death. So if you can get 3 points out of this.
We will.
3-point question.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
Right. I once got a concussion while bobbing for apples.
Like in a bucket with water?
Yeah.
Or like up against a cement wall?
No, like the Halloween tradition of bobbing for apples. I once got a concussion while bobbing for apples.
And this was
Where?
at Halloween?
Yeah, it was around Halloween. It was on the first floor of my dorm at school. We were doing a Halloween party.
Why did you specify the first floor? Like you get a worse concussion on a higher floor?
No, you just said where, and so like it wasn't like I didn't want, like it wasn't in my dorm room. It was like on the first floor in like the meeting area or the areas that RAs rent for, or not rent, but like they organize their event.
Rent. Oh, look at the dog.
Aw.
So you
distraction.
bobbed down and you hit your head on whatever was holding the water and apples?
No, it was competitive bobbing for apples.
Excellent.
And the other person that was against me, after some fierce battle, he lifted me up and dropped me on the ground, and I hit my head.
Oh, so it wasn't even from the apple.
I mean, it was during apple bobbing.
Right.
Wow.
What color? What color were the apples?
I mean, probably red.
Probably red. Did you guys hear that?
I mean, it probably wasn't like monochromatic. It was probably like,
You had a
you know.
concussion, Alyssa.
Did you do anything about this concussion? How immediately did you feel the effects?
Oh, I didn't know I had a concussion immediately. It was the next morning I had an 8 a.m. class. And I noticed in class that I was like speaking a lot slower and just really kind of out of it. And then I walked to the medical center on campus.
Jimmy, you're a very responsible person. Going out the night before an 8 a.m. class sounds a little suspect to me, but what were you wearing that night?
So, well, I was wearing a costume. My RA did some form of martial arts, and she was about like 8 or 9 inches shorter than me, and she let me borrow her martial arts outfit, and so that was my Halloween costume. So, and I didn't go out technically because it was on the first floor of my dorm room.
Of where you were living.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around when did this happen in the evening?
I mean, in the evening, like it was probably like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
And was everyone instructed to wrestle when they got to the bobbing station?
No, I would imagine other than the sound of the thud of my head hitting the ground, there was also the sound of that I remember of people going, "Oh," and then silence while people wanted to see if I was okay.
Is the challenge of bobbing the apple where you got your love for Tough Mudders, Jimmy? Was that like your first delve into it?
Well, no, I've always been, a competitive person.
Okay.
But my love of Tough Mudder came later on.
Later, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, somebody picked you up and dropped you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who?
His name was John. He lived on our floor.
John what? John what?
I don't remember.
Wow.
Effects of the concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tracks.
Yeah, it makes sense for concussion.
that's really convenient.
Now, why? What reason you were beating him in the competition, or he doesn't know how to?
So I suspect that he was trying to get some cred by making sure that he was not by necessarily attacking me, but by making sure that he won this apple bobbing competition. I think because I had like a competitive nature, he wanted to beat the person that was super competitive.
So this was
And
before
wearing a
the
martial arts outfit.
Yeah.
You're wearing a gi, so people are taking you seriously.
What was the structure of this competition?
There was one big tub that had a number of apples in them. Probably somewhere between like 6 and 10, I'd say. And 2 people had to go, and the first person to get an apple won.
So you didn't even get to bob. This was before the bobbing took place.
Oh no, it was in the midst of bobbing. I was like dunked in the water, and then I was in the air, and then I was on the ground.
Oh.
So John gave up bobbing and grabbed you and yeeted you through the air?
As far as I know, I didn't see it. I just experienced it.
Jimmy, I know this is all hazy for you, but do you remember what costume John was wearing?
No, not at all.
If you could, pick a costume for him now, what would you pick for him?
Probably something stupid. No, I have no idea.
It was a martial arts uniform from a rival dojo.
Yeah. Here's the Apple Cobra Kai.
Any more questions for Jimmy, Alyssa?
Did the people said ooh, but like did y'all stop afterwards, or did that?
Yeah, there was like a real good amount of awkwardness after that point. Like that was kind of like the party had been going on for a bit, and then like a few rounds of the competitive apple bobbing happened before that without concussions, and then after I got dropped, then it was just kind of awkward, and so then the party just kind of wrapped up.
Yeah.
I respect that.
So this is a big tub, and 2 people are putting their heads in it at the same time?
Yeah,
Multiple rounds.
Pre-COVID, right?
Well, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Probably around the time that Alyssa was learning that turtles were not fish.
Freshman year. So you guys went to the same college?
So you were putting your head in this apple water with other people's mouth water?
Yeah. I mean, as far as college things go, that's probably pretty tame compared to a lot of people.
That's true.
I like that Alyssa's beef here is not the lie. It's just the concept of apple bobbing at all.
Which is an established thing that had been happening for years and years and years.
Sounds made up.
I took some risks in college, but I wasn't sticking my head in nobody else's face water.
Alyssa had a guard that no absences from all 4 years, and that's how you get diseases.
Man, as much as I don't, like the idea that somebody could have picked up Jimmy and body slammed him like this, I can see this being true.
So like you got slammed down on the ground, and then everybody just kind of went their separate way. They're like, "Oh, the party's over." That's. And,
I mean, they
This
didn't
guy should go
scatter.
to bed right now.
right. Yeah, we should just go to bed. That was a shift in the evening.
Yeah.
And did you ever talk to John
Sorry.
again?
I mean, yeah, because we lived on the same floor, so we talked. We didn't.
First floor.
Yeah.
Did he say
Well, we
sorry?
didn't live on the first floor. We lived on the 8th floor.
Did John apologize ever?
I don't remember.
Wow.
That's why you don't know his last name.
Yeah.
It's all part of the concussion.
Not a good friend.
Are you Facebook friends with John?
No.
We can't even message him and find out if this is true.
All right, Alyssa and the Justins. What do you think?
I want to say true.
I
I'm with
mean,
Justin.
I'm going to go with you guys. I'm going to be a team player, and we're going to vote. I don't like the way you're smirking, but I'm going to go true.
All right, locking in true. So, Jimmy, were you concussed during this bobbing for apples incident, or was this a lie?
Wooly, I did get a concussion by bobbing for apples. It was very
Wow.
true.
Yay!
We're on the board.
Finally.
That was the 3-point question.
Right, yeah.
if you will recall from previous conversations.
Tie game,
verbal
baby.
agreements.
So, well, unfortunately, that's not how our game works, Justin. As it stands, everyone thinks cargo shirts are bad and no one should wear them, and they're bad. This team specifically. 3, Alyssa and the Justins 1. Thank you all so much for playing tonight. And thanks, as always, to our audience for watching and being so lively in the comments. They make it just as much fun. So thanks so much. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you right back here on December 10th. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Willie.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks, Wooly. Wow.
Wooly.